CK12. It's an actual ECG-capable fitness watch, and it looks like this. It's right inside of here. And it's a sweet little thing with metal all the way around that forms one of the electrodes, the plates that you need to complete the 3-plate circuit. So before we unbox, what else have we got in here? There's a little box. When we open this one up, we have a user's manual and a bag. Inside the bag is, yes, the charging unit. And again, like a lot of these, it's a rather unique 2-connector charger. Although we're starting to see this style becoming standard, like the 4-pin connector on the smartwatches, the Android watches in particular. This 2-pin connector, because all you need is battery on these, is starting to show up as almost a universal connector with the magnets. Nope, doesn't go that way. Goes that way. Good solid connection. We have the optical sensor in the middle, the metal plates on the back here. It's a TPU type of a stretchable band. Definitely you can swim with this. We have a cover on it. Let's peel that off. Wow. That's completely opaque cover because the thing is on. Look at that. It just lit up for us. How do we get it to go on? I have no idea. We'll have to check the manual. There we go. Okay, it's got a time, but it's not the right time. Nope, don't know how. Oh, okay, we swipe down. There we go. That's how we cycle through everything. There's our ECG, and it's flashing back here for heart rate. Wow, blood pressure, temperature, cool. Messages if you have any. Find your phone. And information about the device and the power off button. So let's look at the manual, then we'll tether it and check it out. Chinese on one side, English on the other. Here we go. CK12 Smart Fitness Bracelet. And it's got a QR code that says you scan that and you can go for Fit Live, which is one of the multiple apps that this will support. You see here it's the heart one. We've used that one before too. We'll just pick one and tether it for you. Here's how to do the measurements. And again, they want you to be, still and careful. You're going to squeeze or hold the sides of the metal band. And the other 2 electrodes are touching your skin, and that's how you get the connectivity. We've seen them with 1 button at the bottom, 2 buttons at the bottom, 1 button in the back, or 1 plate in the back, 2 in the back. As long as you follow the procedures for the device, you're pretty much going to get a good reading. And warranty and reminders. All right. That's it in the box. Right. Oh, there's another little card, a quality assurance little thing. And another little separator. That's about it. So, what does it say on the card? Remember. A reminder. Interesting, huh? You want to be following these guidelines to make sure you get a good reading using your ECG technology. Not bad for all of the bands. I may keep this around and just show it every time we review one of these things that supports ECG. Okay, let's get everything out of here. Let's get it tethered up and let's try it out. Woohoo! Now, as I mentioned before, there's several different apps. There's actually about 4 of them that will tether to this particular band, all by the same company. 2 of them are shown here. One is Fit Live and the other is Wear Heart. Now, when you download and install the Fit Live app, and I've done this is actually tethered to a different watch, and I go to ECG analysis, and I pick up one of them that I've done. I know, I'm jumping real fast. I'll get back to the original stuff in a moment. I want to show you that here you can have a health report, but there's nothing right here. And when I do the health report, it generates my ECG, and that's the data from before on that band that was collected back on December the 4th. All fine and dandy, right? We've seen all that before. However, now, if I go into the Wear Heart, which is connected to this CK12 and asked me to do an update, which I did. And once again, I'm back here on the same page. In the health section, I go into the ECG, and here's one that I just produced for you. And watch this. I not only get the health report, which we've seen is the ECG chart, just like before on the other one, but I have this new detail report. And when you come in here, check this out. I've got a fatigue index, physical and mental load, physical fitness, and cardiac functions with an overall report. Now, up until now, we only had that. We didn't have any of this. The good news is this is app related. It means any of these ECG+PPG devices like the T6 that we've already looked at will, I hope, be able to tether to this particular app and now have access to the detail report. And I bet you we're going to see the updates to the other ones that's going to include that feature as well. Pretty cool. All right, let's jump back in here, go back to the very beginning, and this is what it would look like if you opened up the app as tethered to the watch. You get your opening pages. I've done a whole 208 steps walking around with this. Your sleep is here, and your PPG heart rate is here. And you can get to that by going in here and seeing, I've only got one reading, but it would tell you over time, and you can have it set, as you'll see in the settings, to do it every hour. It will give you your average and so forth. A lot more detail on this app and everything we're looking at in like the T6 review. We've gone over it so many times, I'm just going to move quickly through it. This is your overview. Your sleep time would show you all of your sleep quality by day, week, or month, and you could go through by day if you wanted to, and your total fitness information with mileage, calories burned, and completion against your goal is shown here for day, week, and month as well. Got it? Good. Okay. Now, if I go here to health, this is where we get into the whole ECG thing. You do a calibration with it on your arm, and once you've got it calibrated, you can then go through and do a measurement, and it'll give you your ECG heart rate, blood pressure, and then your overall analysis. When you go in here, all of them that you've done, it will show you specifically just the heart rate, okay, and the time that it was taken. So if you want to review that, or your blood pressure from ECG, you can do that. Or again, you go in here and you can look at your overall complete report, which doesn't tell you your blood pressure, mind you. When you look at it, it's telling you your heart rate right here, and it's telling you your detail report right here. But to get your blood pressure, you got to go in here. Interesting, it's all separated, but there it is. When you tap on it, you get the same chart that just is a information chart that shows you what ideal is and what your zones are and date and time and your actual reading. We'll do one of those when I'm just about done with this. Care is where you go in if you've got friends set up, relatives, the person's, your whatever, your grandfather's, whoever's reading can show up and be shared with friends. And then mine is where you have the bracelet tethering. It's connected right now. You have your overall user settings. I've just left them at default. You can change all of those settings, of course. You can go in and adjust your overall target, suggesting 8 to 10,000, but you can do them in 1,000 increments. You have your sleep target of how many hours, but not beginning and ending time, just your basic target. Then your device management. Here's where you can turn on or off the hourly heart rate monitoring, which is the PPG. That's the light diode, not the ECG with the touching the plates, because you have to be physically present for all of that. Lift your wrist to brighten the screen. Turn the wrist to brighten the screen. These seem different, and what I found was one of them, and I'm not sure which, I think it's the turn the wrist one, will actually advance to the next thing on the menu, it appears. So that's a little, you got to play with that. You can set your reminders. You have more reminders that you can set. If you want to find President Trump's tweet at the moment he does it, push to your watch, you can go for it if you've got him linked in on your Twitter. Alarm clock settings, again, 12 or 24-hour time, metric or imperial. You can reset everything, and you can check for the latest firmware. And that's in the device management. So let's go back to health. I'm going to put the band on, and then we're going to, we're going to calibrate and do a measurement. Oh, just to show you, look, I have an SMS message. It just says message not down, and I'm pretty sure it means downloaded, because I had an image that came through and it was not working. And sliding up is how you get to cycle through all of your items on here. And way back there, you saw the SMS messages, 2 of them. Press and hold. There's 1 of them. Press and hold again. I don't know. Nope, takes you back out of it. So I think you only see a part of the first message. With that said, here we are. We're going to do calibration real quick. Precise value. You can put in your systolic and diastolic as known by your doctor and you, what your typical measurements are. If you typically have high blood pressure, 160 over 100 or whatever, put that there so that it'll calibrate the band, the watch, to match up with who you are. Defaults are 120 over 80. I confirmed that. Tells me I'm going to go through and do these measurements and that I should be quiet and have it at the right height and all that stuff. Confirm that. Now we're in the page. This is calibration only. I say start measurement. And I found that the best for me is just to hold one finger on the bottom plate. In the picture, it shows 2 fingers on the side. And that gives you kind of a strange reading. In fact, right now I'm getting a bit of a strange reading. See, I'm getting double peaks instead of single. Interesting. Well, let's let it go at 7 seconds and see what it says. Down at the bottom, it's getting the PPG, the optical chart as well. Okay, measure calibration succeeded. I'm going to mess around with this measurement now and show you as we go through here and do the same thing and start the measurement. I'm going to try holding it on both sides. And look at the chart. Okay. Now I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to put my finger on the front. Looks like I'm getting the same, and I'm getting double peaks, which is really bizarre. I haven't seen that before. I'm going to touch the top and bottom. All right, no matter what way I do it, I seem to be getting bogus information because I was messing around with it too much, but just so we can see what it looks like, we can confirm that. I can start measuring and do a legitimate one now. I lick the tip of my finger, going to make it a little bit wet, and I'm going to press lightly and hold here and see what it'll do with a carefully done reading. Yeah, very unusual and different than what I've seen before. Usually there's just one peak. I don't know what you call these. I know they got technical words and stuff for them, but we'll take a look at the playback on this in 5 seconds and see what it generated. All right. Wow, 96 over 61. I don't think it's height rate 34. I don't think it's working right for right now for some reason. You should wet your arm. You should be a little damp on your finger, and all of that stuff is kind of critical. Now I'm going to go back to sport. I'm going to refresh it so that I can transfer that data here, come back over here and go into the analysis. And it's saying heart rate too slow. And this is what it looked like. Yeah, looks really strange. Now, you can't expand this, but if I share it by PDF, it'll generate a PDF and I can actually send it out. This is the one that I did earlier, and that is kind of typical to what you normally see. So it's a little shy for the video. I'm not sure what's going on, but you see how the process works, how you get yourself some actual ECG data. And the fact that you can generate a PDF, which I then emailed to myself and sent off to the printer. And of course, on a screen, you could pinch and zoom all you want to. Or, as you know, you could just make a screenshot of what's here and you can zoom from your screenshot. Any which way you do it, it'll work. So that's what we're looking at when we're looking at the new updated app, the Wear Heart app, tethered to